Pause recording. Toggle microphone mute. Mute is off. Checkbox. Pause. Toggle microphone. Take vid. Toggle. Pause recording. Press search.
Power. Battery charge remaining. Greater than 29 hours. Battery power. This power button to turn the player off. Press the power button again to turn the player back on. If the player is running on battery and not playing a book, power. Battery charge remaining. Greater than 29 hours. Battery powered. Press this power button to turn the player off. Press the power button again to turn the player back on. If the player is running on battery and not playing a book, it will automatically turn off after 30 minutes to preserve battery power.
Hold on a second.
6. Books.
Lily's purple plastic purse.
Current position.
Lily loved school.
Bookshelf. 6. Books. Book. 6. 5. 3. 2. 1.
Bookshelf instruction.
1.
City Green.
2.
The Case of the Scaredy Cats.
3.
Joe and Betsy the Dinosaur.
4.
The Case of the Cat's Meow.
Now, this was the book I read once when I was in the reading group at my school. Yeah, I go to LSVI, Louisiana School for the Visually Impaired. So I read that in when I was in my reading group. I believe I was either on 1 hour or 2 hour when I did 2 hour when I did that. Sorry about that, guys. Continue.
5.
Rooster's off to see the world.
6.
Lily's purple plastic purse.
That's the current book I was on for the last one.
5. 6. Standard Player User Guide.
Now, this is the one I want to do.
Standard Player User Guide. Current position. Section 3.3. Rewind. Section 3.4. Fast forward. To the right of the Play Stop button, you will find the Fast Forward button. It is light gray in color, and it is shaped like a triangle pointing toward the right. The edges of the right point of the Fast Forward button are raised. The Fast Forward button is labeled with the letter F in Braille. The Fast Forward button is used to move the reading position forward. Tap the Fast Forward button once to move forward 5 seconds in the book. Press and hold the Fast Forward button to move further forward in the book. The longer you hold the button down, the more quickly you will move forward. The player will tell you how far the reading position has moved. If you hold down the Fast Forward button for 10 seconds, you will advance 15 minutes in the book. If you hold down the Fast Forward button longer than 10 seconds, the reading position will continue moving progressively faster to the next chapter, where it will then move from chapter to chapter. You will hear a beep at the start of each chapter. If you hold down the Fast Forward button long enough, you will reach the end of the book. When you release the Fast Forward button after moving to a different chapter, the player will announce the name of that chapter and play from its beginning. If the player was stopped prior to pressing the Fast Forward button, you will need to press the play button to hear the book. Section 3.5. Volume up and down. To the right of the Fast Forward button, you will find the volume buttons. The two buttons are yellow and shaped like rounded triangles. The rounded edge of each volume button is raised. The letter V appears in Braille next to the volume button. The lower button, the button pointing toward the handle, is the volume down button. When listening to a book, press the volume down button to lower the volume by 1 level. There are 15 volume levels. Note that you cannot turn the volume off completely. A double beep will inform you when you have reached minimum volume. Above the volume down button, you will find the volume up button. It is yellow and is shaped like a rounded triangle pointing toward the back of the player. When listening to a book, press the volume up button to raise the volume by 1 level. There are 15 volume levels. A double beep will inform you when you have reached maximum volume. Section 3.6. Sleep. Directly above the Play Stop button, you will find a gray crescent-shaped button. This is the Sleep button. The Sleep button is labeled with the letter S in Braille. This Sleep button is used to play the book for a time and then stop. Sleep 15 minutes. You can set the length of time to play in increments of 15 minutes up to 1 hour. This feature can be useful when you think you may fall asleep with the player on and do not wish to lose your place in the book. Pressing the Sleep button once will play the book for 15 minutes. Pressing the Sleep button twice in succession will play for 30 minutes. 3 times, 45 minutes, and 4 times for 1 hour. Each time you press the sleep button after a pause of several seconds, the timer will be reset to 15 minutes. Pressing the stop button cancels the sleep timer. Section 3.7. Tone up and down. Now, moving to the top half of the player, you will find on the left side of the central speaker 2 buttons shaped like rounded triangles pointing up and down. These are the tone up and tone down buttons. They are light gray in color. The rounded edge of each tone button is raised. Letter T appears in Braille next to these tone buttons. You can use these tone buttons to adjust the tone of the reading voice. There are 11 levels of tone. A single beep will inform you when you have reached the normal level, and a double beep will tell you that you have reached the minimum or maximum level. The tone setting of each book can be adjusted to suit your preference and the narrator's voice. Section 3.8. Speed up and down. To the right of the central speaker, you will find 2 buttons shaped like rounded triangles pointing up and down. These are the speed up and down buttons. They are light gray in color. The letter S appears in Braille next to the speed buttons. You can use these speed buttons to adjust the speed of the reading voice. There are 16 levels of speed. A single beep will inform you when you have reached the normal level. A double beep will tell you that you have reached the minimum or maximum level. The speed setting of each book can be adjusted to suit your preference and the narrator's pace. This concludes the description of the standard buttons. An advanced player with additional functions is available. Please contact your local library for more information. Sleep. Cancel.
So that's not all. You have the other functions on the player. So the advanced player has the bookmark, the information button, and all those other advanced features for those players. And this will be a part 2 of the user guide, so bear with me here. Hold on a second, I have to, hold on.
Chromebox spoken feedback is ready.
Toggle micro. Pause record. Toggle micro. Pause record. Stop recording.
Okay, so this will be a part 2 of the video, so please stay tuned for the next part, in which will be the, let me see what the next description is.
Section 3.9. Button Describer Mode.
So which will be this button describer mode, and which is, well, this.
Closing the user guide. 6 books.
It's like with, oh god. How else am I supposed to point? Okay, so the button describer mode is like with all these buttons.
Power, rewind, play, stop, fast forward, sleep, speed down, speed up, tone down, volume down, volume down, volume.
And more buttons that will in the user guide that you heard of.
6 books.
Oh,
Lily's
not the
purple
book.
plastic purse.
Current position.
Lily loved
Thanks.
school.
Okay, guys.
Time remaining 5 minutes.
So this will be the book.
Incredible
So
teacher.
this is
And then the sun
volume.
shined its
That's
smiley
the end of the
face
video.
down on everyone
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in
everything.
the next vid.
Player off.
That was insane.